You can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. And if you would like to listen in a still position, just allow yourself to take all the time that you need to arrive there. And let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch, or move your body in whatever ways your body wants to move. As you do your best to not think about these movements at all or worry about what anything looks like, but just coming fully into your sense of feeling. And becoming curious about how these movements are feeling. And trusting your instincts when it comes to movement. And following any yummy sensations that you might feel when you roll out the neck or the shoulders, the hands, and the fingers. Maybe some torso twists or side body bends. Just anything at all that feels good in your body. And at any time, if what feels best in your body is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like what you need. And there's also no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move throughout this practice anytime you feel the need to. But at any point, if you haven't already and would like to, you can make your way to a still position. As you check in that your spine is nice and straight as you arrive, maybe even physically just feeling the space between your eyebrows and tracing that space down through the nose, the chin, the center of the throat, and the breastbone, through the navel, and down through the pubic bone. And just feeling that center line of your body. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow your eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you take a moment now to mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today with a full, intentional cleansing breath. Calling in a fresh, new breath of air into the body. As you almost watch yourself fill up slowly to every corner and edge of you, getting as full as you possibly can get. And holding that for a moment once you are full, to stay and experience what it feels like to be full of air. And as you need to, slowly letting all of it go. As you exhale bit by bit, and you gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to push any last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here, to now sit and experience what it feels like to be empty in the body. As you allow your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And you can continue to breathe just like this, in this slow, intentional, and exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful to you. Without any need to worry about the actual length of your inhales, exhales, and the pauses on either side, but just letting each of these 4 parts of your breath be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So when the body naturally would stop inhaling, just seeing if you can expand maybe your lower belly or maybe the back of your rib cage just a little bit more to take in one more sip of air. And when you would naturally roll over to your exhale, just seeing if you can hold off on that for one extra moment and stay in that still, full sensation for a moment longer than you might normally. And then as you exhale, even once you think you're empty, just seeing if you can push out one more bit of air and pause in the emptiness for a moment longer than you might normally. So we intentionally slow down the process of our breath. The one process that can be either voluntary or automatic. So voluntarily slowing down this process that is most often automatic will therefore communicate to the rest of our body, the rest of our subconscious and automatic processes that happen within the body. This slow, intentional breath communicates to ourselves on a deep level that now is a time to slow down, to release, to let go, and to turn our attention inward. And you can continue to breathe in this slow, exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful to you. But at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether and allow this process to come back to its automatic state. As you now step into the role of the observer or the role of the witness, shifting into that perspective where you are no longer guiding or controlling the rhythm or depth of the breath, but you are now simply watching the automatic process that is your body breathing you. And as you feel all of the muscles in your face relax and soften, the jaw hanging into place, the nostrils releasing, even the ears and the eyelids softening, the eyebrows and the forehead. As you allow yourself to exist exactly as you do, exactly as you already do. You can Just witness yourself with that same energy that you might feel when you witness any other force of nature out there. Imagining how you feel when you lay on the beach and just watch the waves rolling up along the shoreline, maybe. Or watching the stream of a river. Or staring out at a grand landscape. Maybe even watching a storm outside your window. Just that perspective where you are not trying to change anything about what you are witnessing, but you are simply having a seat and watching. Watching as each gentle breath comes and goes, just like the waves. Watching the steady rhythm of your own heartbeat. And watching yourself. Maybe even seeing a depiction of yourself in your mind's eye. Just the outline of your body in the space that you are in. Remembering how you take up space as you feel the surface that is beneath you holding you up. And you feel the temperature of the air all around you. And the hug that is the force of gravity all around you. Remembering how even in your deepest state of sleep, you are never crushed and you never float away. But with the magic of the earth and gravity, you are always held exactly where you need to be. And so you can allow yourself to be held right now, too. And if there's any areas in the body, physically, maybe in the heart, emotionally, or in the mind, mentally, if there's any areas of your experience right now that are really loud, maybe distracting, maybe reaching out and calling or begging for attention. Letting now be a time where you actually give that area the attention it craves. So if that is an area of pain in the body, it is so natural and instinctive to look away from that pain, to try to not feel it, and to pull away, to try to escape those painful sensations. But when we are experiencing pain, oftentimes when it's chronic pain, there's not much we can actually do about it or do to help it go away. And so what I've found is a helpful practice, I guess, is instead of trying to pull away from it and constantly trying to run away and drown out or distract away from the pain, is to almost zoom in on it instead and allow your muscles to soften around the pain, to almost hug that area. As you exhale into a sense of acceptance, remembering that acceptance does not mean that you like it or agree with it or want it to be this way. It just means that you acknowledge it is this way, that you accept the state of your reality. And to not add any more resistance, any more tension to the pain we're already experiencing. And to allow for any and all emotional releases that need to come. Whatever form of pain you are experiencing. Allowing for the tears to flow if they need to, or for yourself to scream into a pillow or yell or laugh, maybe. Just whatever emotions that bubble up, when they bubble up, allowing them to arise and release. Where they will lighten your load. And there's no need for you to shove any of these emotions back down within you, because they will only become deeper embedded within you and control your actions more insidiously. And so it is safe for you to feel the more negative or painful parts of life, and to express the emotions that naturally come from the painful parts of life. It is safe and healthy for you to do so. Because this healing practice and all healing practices are not about erasing everything bad from life or getting rid of all the negativity and only focusing on positivity. But it is about allowing yourself to experience what you are meant to experience here. Your unique version of the human experience. To experience life in its entirety. And we know, just from what we have learned from generations of the past and from what we observe every single day in nature, we know that it is a part of life for everything to change constantly. And we know that it is the only constant. And so you do not need to be upset with yourself or hard on yourself if you are in a more negative frame of mind, maybe, or if you are experiencing pain and suffering in any area of life, because you are not being punished. You did not do anything wrong to deserve or earn this pain and suffering. It just simply means that you are human and that you are alive, and that right now, this is what you are experiencing. And we do not blame the flowers when they are no longer blooming, when they are in their season of death and decay. We do not blame the trees when they shed their leaves. We don't blame the moon when it's a new moon. And we don't blame the clouds when it rains. We just understand that sometimes that's what happens. And we know that the flowers will bloom again. The trees will have their leaves once again. And the sun will shine once again. And even behind the thickest and stormiest of rain clouds, the sun is always shining. And so you can allow yourself to be in whatever phase of life you are in right now, and experience it fully. Knowing that this will not last forever. And this moment is a precious one. And any and every moment can be a precious one, just with our recognition of that fact. So you can take a moment now to let your awareness rest on your heartbeat. As you tune into the rhythm, the steady background beat to your entire existence. Feeling this life and love that is constantly being pumped into you. And if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. As you feel this contact of your palms and fingertips to one another. And let your heart lift toward your thumbs as your thumbs press back toward your heart. And you feel all of this power that is generated through you. Remembering how this heart is your own personal and direct line of connection to the source that allows all of our hearts to beat. And there is nothing you can ever do that will ever strip you of that connection. And so you can take a final deep and full breath into the body, filling up to every corner and edge of you with fresh new air. And as you exhale, letting go of anything at all that you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. As you take this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.